Have you ever noticed how quickly your mind can hijack a perfectly good moment? You're remembering something beautiful, a family gathering, a vacation, a quiet afternoon that made you feel peaceful. And then, out of nowhere, your mind pulls up that moment. The argument, the awkward conversation, the hurtful comment, and suddenly you're no longer enjoying the memory. You're reliving stress. And if you're not careful, one negative thought leads to another, and another. And before you know it, your nervous system is reacting as if something bad is happening right now. But here's what most people don't realize. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean you have to follow it. That's an important distinction, because many people live as though their thoughts are in charge, as though whatever pops into their mind automatically deserves their attention. But that isn't true, and you have more influence here than you may think. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about suppressing thoughts. I'm not suggesting you pretend difficult emotions don't exist. And I'm certainly not suggesting false positivity. What I am saying is this. You can choose where your attention goes, and that choice changes your experience. Because where attention goes, your emotional experience follows. So why does this happen in the first place? Because your brain was designed to protect you. Human brains developed with a strong negativity bias. That means they naturally scan for problems, threats, danger, emotional pain, anything that might help keep you safe. That was incredibly useful thousands of years ago. If something dangerous happened once, remembering it increased your chances of survival. But today, that same mechanism can keep replaying emotional stress that serves no useful purpose. Your body doesn't always know the difference between a real current threat and a vividly remembered stressful experience. So the heart races, the muscles tense, stress chemicals rise, all because of a thought. That's why learning to interrupt this pattern matters. Here's a simple technique I teach clients, and people are often surprised by how effective it is. I call it creating a positive anchor. Choose something that instantly shifts your emotional state. A specific happy memory, a moment of deep peace, a special thing or loved one, a meaningful interaction with someone you love. For me, sometimes it's simply a picture of my dog, that loyalty, that pure presence, that tail-wagging enthusiasm for life, that simple, uncomplicated happiness, that reminder of what it feels like to be fully present. The moment I focus there, something changes, because attention is powerful. So here's how this works. First, recognize the moment your mind starts spiraling. That awareness is step one. Without awareness, the pattern just runs automatically. Second, pause. Take a breath. Even one intentional breath creates space between the thought and your reaction. Third, redirect. Not casually, not halfway, deliberately. Bring up your positive anchor. See it. Feel it. Step into it. What did that moment look like? What sounds were there? What emotion did you feel? Make it vivid. And finally, come back to the present, because your real power exists here, not in the past, not in the replay. Here, now. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes, because repetition matters. What you repeatedly focus on strengthens. That's how patterns are reinforced. But it also means new patterns can be created. Now, one important note, if certain thoughts keep returning over and over, especially emotionally charged ones, that may be a clue. Sometimes repetitive thoughts point to unresolved emotional stress, subconscious beliefs, old experiences your system hasn't fully processed. So while redirecting your focus is incredibly useful, it may not be the whole story. Sometimes the deeper work is understanding why your mind keeps going there in the first place. But whether this is a simple mental habit or part of a deeper emotional pattern, you are not powerless. That's the point. A thought is not a command. A memory is not your present reality. And just because your mind offers you something doesn't mean you have to accept the invitation. So the next time your brain starts dragging you somewhere you don't want to go, pause and remind yourself, I don't have to think about that. Life will always contain things you cannot control, but your mind, where you place your focus, is one of the most powerful areas where choice still exists. If this resonated with you, if you've ever found yourself stuck in a loop of thoughts you didn't want, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in understanding the deeper connections between your thoughts, stress, health, and emotional patterns, be sure to like this video and subscribe. I share content here to help you uncover what may be keeping you stuck and what you can do about it so you can live a richer, more fulfilled life.